Oh, and you got to meet your personal show business hero.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh my goodness, I love Halle Berry so much.
I love her too.
Like, I do. She is.
Don't you love her?
I just do. And it's funny, it was the week that I was getting married. I saw her at this restaurant, and I was like, oh, should I say something? I was like, no, I don't want to bother her. And I was like, maybe I should. Okay, I'm going to say something when she gets done eating. And I went over to her. I was like, hi. I was like, I'm Meagan. And she was like, I know who you are.
Wow.
And I was like, oh. And I was like, I love you so much. Like, you've been such an inspiration to me. I know that you've gone through so many things, like, publicly and privately and in your career, and you're just so strong, blah, blah. And then she was just like, and she got emotional, and then I got emotional. First I got emotional, then she got emotional because I got emotional. And she just was so sweet. And then, like, 2 years later, she started following me on Instagram, and she comments on my pictures, and we share the same makeup artist. Shout out to Jorge back there.
Wow.
And he was saying, you know, that she was like wanting to know, should she reach out to me when I was going through my divorce? And so I was just like, that's really sweet that, you know, that there was a lot of support and love.
She's one of a kind. That is for sure. I can relate. Talk to us about the hit show Harlem and who you play.
Harlem is a show about 4 women in their 30s trying to navigate life and relationships and sex and careers and everything. And it has been like such a blessing to be a part of this show because I love these girls
Yes, it seems
so
like
much. I do. It's so crazy because Grace and I, we had met a few years prior, and literally I did this sit and sip show that she does. And when we were done, we talked for like 3 hours. She was like, man, she's like, I wish we could do a show together. I was like, no, me too, girl. Cut to 2 years later, I go in and I meet Aunt Camille. I don't hear anything for 2 weeks. I hear that they're auditioning other people, and I'm like, well, can I come in and audition? They were like, you want to audition? I'm like, yes, I want to fight for this character. And I remember I called Grace, and I was like, Grace. She was like, bitch, tell me you go to me. I was like, yes. And so we studied together. We like literally studied the scenes, practiced what we were gonna do, planned everything out for the audition, down to like some twerking we did at the end together. And then, you know, going to the audition, Tracy had said that she saw that Camille in her mind would have like braids. So I sat through 11 hours of braids for my audition. And then I called Regina Hall and I was like, girl, help me because I think that you are the best. And she was like, oh my God, I would love to. She was like, but you don't need it. I was like, no, but girl, I'm trying to glean everything and I appreciate that I can even call you. She's like, I appreciate that you even wanted to call me. And it's so funny, I think it gave her more joy to help me, you know? Yeah. So anyway, so we had that moment, we ran it. She gave me one thing that I was like, ooh, this might work in the audition, and I did it in the audition. And then when I got there, I run into Shaniqua, and she's like, do you remember me? I was like, from where? And she's like, 5 years ago, we were on FaceTime together. You were working on Minority Report with a mutual friend of mine, and I said to you, one day we're gonna do a show together. And you said, we're gonna claim it in Jesus' name, and we touched and agreed on the FaceTime. And I was like, wait, what? That was you? So then we ended up in the bathroom, like, crying and praying over each other that we would both get the job, and then walked in, met Jerry Johnson, and Jerry Johnson was a force. And I was just like, I love this girl. And from the moment that I left there, it was, you know, it was a done deal. And it has been my quality of life. Because when you do a TV show, you know, you're there for like 5 months. So you're not going to work, you're going to do life. And you're doing life with these people. Yeah. And you want your quality of life to be amazing. And mine is so amazing with them and Tracy and Scott and Mimi and everybody. I just love it, all of it.
That is beautiful. Listen, honey, you speak everything into existence. That's amazing. Do you feel like you have similarities to your character at all?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a nerd. You know, Camille is like, she's very quirky, a little bit offbeat. She's definitely the girl that like tells a joke and everyone's like, no. That is my entire life. So it's fun to play a character that is a lot more like me than people would know. And I think that's initially why they thought I probably wasn't right for Camille, because I've played like the love interest and the girl next door, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I'm a nerd, you guys, you don't understand. I'm so awkward. And so it's been amazing.
Wow. Love that. The show deals with various mental health issues. Yeah. Why is that important to you, you know, for our communities? Because
I think that we need to, I think we're starting to talk about it more now, but I think that there is so much mental health crisis going on, especially after the pandemic, but really, especially as Black people, because of what is constantly going on in the world, damn near every day. And then also the way that you show up in the world, you know, from microaggressions to, even like with Shazam, like in order for me to get that job, I had to show up a certain way. I had to be, working out for a year and a half to even get that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that we talk about these things and we encourage each other and we say that there's no shame, you know what I'm saying? And if you need medication, if you need support, if you need therapy, and then also just conversations about what's happening in the medical field and how women are, being overlooked. There's a young lady who passed away the other day. She was having her second baby. I think she was like 27, and she told them like that something's going on. They're like, "You're okay," and she passed away. And you look at like what Serena Williams went through, and it's like. It's constantly the attitude of, well, you're strong. Yes, we are strong, but that doesn't mean that we don't need to be taken care of too.
And if you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.